So our next storyteller this evening is... I'm not on the right page. Isn't the internet and technology amazing? D.
I'm at the gate, outside my house. There is a stranger, and I'm talking to him. I don't know this stranger. This is my first time to see him. I've never met him. All I know about this stranger is the introduction he just gave me. And I'm there talking to him. I felt so free, so relaxed talking to him. In fact, I spoke about everything about myself to this stranger. Can you imagine? I've been to the doctor, so I was just getting to my house. That's when I met this stranger. I've been going through so many difficulties in my married life. This is 10 years ago, and I was going through so much abuse in this marriage. The man that I called my husband was abusing me in every way possible. He would slap me anytime he feels like. He would emotionally abuse me, like talking to his girlfriends on the phone when I'm there, like telling me how ugly I was. He told me that he married me very slim and slender, and I was beautiful then. But now that I have gained so much weight after giving birth, because we had 3 kids then, he would tell me how ugly I am. He would say whatever he feels like saying to me. But I tolerated it. It wasn't serious to me, because, I'm typical Zimbabwean African woman. You have to be strong. You don't have to worry about silly things. That's what they call them. But deep inside my heart, I was burning. I was hurting. This went on for so many years. This was 10 years down my marriage. And it was getting serious by the day. I was coming from the checkup when I met this stranger, because I had a mild stroke because of stress and these abuses that I was going through. He wanted me to go back to my mom's house, to my parents' house. But I couldn't go back there, because the society here, they will laugh at me. A true African woman, you have to be strong. You have to face anything that comes by your marriage, whatever. You have to face it head on. Be strong. Stay there for your kids, for the society. Even feeling bad for my parents that they'll be shy in the society, that their daughter is come back home. I couldn't go back home. I was being strong. But you know what? This stranger gave me his number, and I was communicating with this stranger. He told me I was not being fair to myself. I have to stand up for myself. I have to be full, to be a whole person, not to rely on someone else, but to stand up for myself. I got into my house, and I was trying to sleep, to get some rest after a long day. Here comes the man I call my husband. He's there banging the doors, shouting at me. You know what he was shouting about? He had changed the gate locks so that I would not get into the house. He shouted at me. He told me to go to my parents' house. This was bad. This went on and on and on. But after talking to this stranger, he made me gather this strength and to realize my worth, because he told me that I was very young. Imagine, I'm 37 years old now, but this is 10 years ago. And imagine when I got married. I was very young when I got married. It was a serious case. It was traumatizing. When I look back, like now, sometimes I get so shocked because of the things that I went through, and I was surviving in that kind of an environment. But here I am. After talking to this stranger, he made me realize my worth, and life changed. I started standing up for myself. After he beats me, I would go to the police and report him. And he was like, oh, what is happening with this woman? What changed? He never knew that I met someone who was giving me this strength, who was making me realize my worth. After that, I started processing, working on my divorce, because this was too much. I couldn't let my kids see the fights anymore, because he could beat me in front of the kids. It was just something else. But here I am. I managed to walk away, and I'm smiling again. Very strong. That's my story.